ready, guys, in the winter. And I love a winter day like this where it's, I don't know, high 30s, maybe 40. And I put away a lot of my tools dirty, didn't clean them up. My mower, my weed eater, my shovels, you can see, you know, this is the heavy working shovel when I'm really turning that compost over. It's got mud in it. So I'm going to stick it in a little bit of, and this is the time of year you have, you probably have things to do like watch movies and read and
take down the Christmas decorations. A few days too early, but that's beside the point.
Anyhow, so I am getting my tools ready for spring. It makes me so happy to be able to do this because I'm going to get them cleaned up. The shovels are going in some just warm soapy water. This is my, what I call my perennial flower shovel. It's tinier than this big workhorse of one, much bigger, less weight. And I don't use this as much as I use this every day, but this was muddy and dirty, so I cleaned it up too. And my little one's going to get washed, and then I'm going to give its edge a little bit of a sharpening. So that's going to go in water while we're talking about everything else. So you can see the weed eaters out here because of the fact I've started cleaning it. I thought, well, I might as well just show people how I do that. About once a year, I go through, well, in the summer, if it gets really thick with grass. And this is nice time to do it because look how dry this is. This hasn't been used probably since the end of October, 1st of November. And you want to go in there and just scrape all of this dried grass because once it collects in here, it'll give you a much better cut. This, your string won't get caught up with all this thickness and the weight of it will be a lot better. Plus, you know, it's a hard-working tool. And if you don't take care of it, you know, you're going to have to go out and get another one. And I don't want to do that. So we're going to scrape all the dried grass off of this, and it's going to look so much better. Will I go to the extent of washing it? No. I just want to get all the crud out of it. And I did lay, you want to lay something down if you're doing this on a surface that you don't want to have to sweep up. So this will all go back down on the compost. So you're going to go through, clean out all those little crevices, and look how much better it looks already. Look at that. You got to take care of your stuff, people. It doesn't take that long. So that one's done. I mean, it doesn't take much for that. But the big job today is your mower. Now, this is a battery operated mower. It's not gasoline. It's not electric. This is battery operated. So I don't have fuel in this. I don't have spark plugs to clean. Oil. None of that. We did away with that years ago. Our yard is very small here. On the West Fork. It only takes me probably 20 to 30 minutes to mow and weed eat everything. So we had an electric mower and that worked for a while. I don't mind fighting a extension cord, but the battery mowers, when they came out, they're really good. This is is this a Greenworks? Greenworks. Yeah, so Greenworks. What I'm doing today, I need,
look at a good company too, huh?
A great company. Look at all this dried grass in here. Now you got to get this out of your mower because it will inhibit your blade being able to really get a clean cut. But what I'm going to do first is remove that blade because I know it's probably going to need a little bit of a sharp. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, right?
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. And just take that off and put it down.
Now this one is a blade especially made for this mower.
Yeah.
It has little notching guides and so forth to hold it in place. It'd be wise if you were going to replace the blade to replace it with original equipment.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a universal blade that would. Now, I'm going to clean this up a little bit, but when you go to sharpen this blade, you're going to follow, this one needs a little sharpening. I'll bring it closer. You're going to use, if you have a nice little rasp. See this edge? Let me just go ahead.
Beveled edge.
Yeah, follow the beveled edge, and you're only going to go in one direction. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to set this down right here, Reg. So just follow. You can see how it's angled. You're going to just follow that edge and go across there. One direction, not back and forth. You only want to go in one direction, following that beveled edge, and it'll clean it up. It'll look better and it'll sharpen it a little bit. I'll do that today. I'll clean off, look at this grass right here. And then you're going to flip this over and you'll do that to the other side of your blade too. Just follow. It's so easy. You can see the natural curve. This is a medium file and you're going to come across there just like that. It's going to take me a couple minutes. I will put a little bit of 3-in-1 oil on it. That just helps with rust. I'll put a little bit of that on there just to coat it. But when we get in here, you can see what you want to do. You've got to get in here and clean this out. It must have been a wet day the last time I mowed for it to have this much gunk on it. You're going to go in there with, this is just a paint scraper, and clean all of that out of there. Get in here.
And?
Yeah, I will continue doing that. I will get along the edges as well. Look how thick that's built up.
Yeah.
It's like an inch thick. And this will allow it to give you a much cleaner cut come spring. Yeah. And then I'll sweep it all out. Don't lose your part. And I'll put everything back together. Shouldn't be too tough. Oil that. The other thing I'm doing today, my little hand pruners. I just did my fiskars, and you can see the oils and the plant gunk that builds up. All you got to do, and I meant to spray this first, I use scrubbing bubbles, and I just spray the tool, the blade, give it a second. And this tool looked just like that one before I started. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how, while that is soaking, how I sharpen my shovel, because it's so easy. Get it all sharpened. And with your little shovels, I'll bring this over to you, Reg. You only shovel from halfway to the point on both sides. Same thing, you're just going to follow the curve. Let me move this out of the way. You're just going to follow the curve, going in one direction. You can see and what this will do when you go to like plant your hole to put your perennials in, it'll go in a much easier and it'll work and perform much better. And again,
especially if you're dividing something.
If you're dividing something, you want a clean cut, and you can see all the little all the little divots and stuff where I've probably overused it on roots or whatever. But
that's a good thing to say about the mower blade as well. If there's nicks or
and I don't see anything.
No,
we don't hit rocks and things that could tear up.
But if you do, it would be time to just maybe replace the blade.
Yeah, I mean, for probably $20 or $25, you can get a new blade if yours is really torn up. Our blade here couldn't be more than 3 years old because the company sent us a whole new mower when I was having trouble getting it started. What a great company. Keep your warranties. But was it worth it? Heavens, yes, because, your mowers, your tools are not that inexpensive. And I've had this little shovel for probably 20 some years. If you take care of them, they will, work for you for a long, long time. But, so I'm going to go on with that all day today. And let me just show you what's happened right here. What I do with my little fiskars here, once it's soaked a while, I take a little piece of a
scrubbing pad.
Scrubbing pad, yeah. And look how that cleans out off of there. You don't have to be perfect, people, because, but you like them when you start in the season. Now, I do sharpen mine throughout the season when I notice they're getting dull. And that's not a hard thing to do, to sharpen yours. I have a nice little handheld sharpener, which I'll show you. And I think I've done a video on sharpening my tools before, but today I wanted to get out and clean up the ones that I use all the time on this nice day. These are old. I've had these for a number of years. Get in there, you clean that off. Doesn't that look so much better? Again, we're not after perfection. We just want to make certain that we stay on top of things. Keep them nice and clean. Around the blade particularly, you want to make certain that that gunk is cleaned off so that when you go to clean them, and I like this little Corona, what's it called? Corona something. A little Corona sharpener, but you can use any sharpener you like. And I always take about 7 to 10 strokes, top to bottom. Again, don't use a back and forth action. Top to bottom. You can see already the little filings that are coming up from just 3 strokes, and 7 to 10 strokes, and you're getting it nice and sharp. If it's been a while since you've sharpened yours, it may take you a little while longer, but can you see those little files, Reg, sticking
really
up right across here? When that happens, just come across, clean those off, and then just go back at it. And we're going to be in good shape for spring, which that's what we want. And we use these little things all season long because they're always out in your garden. But anyhow, I'm going to continue on cleaning the mower, sharpening its blade, and I'll feel real good about that. It makes me happy knowing that going into spring, everything's going to be ready when I'm ready. So if you've got the time, get out there and take a look at what's out hanging in your storage area. So thanks for watching Gardening on the West Fork, getting ready for spring, cleaning up the heavy used tools, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.